Hello viewers, welcome to my channel. I am Hasham. So far I have completed the topic of perquisites. In last 5-6 videos I have completed the complete theory regarding perquisites. It is a benefit which is given in cash or kind by the employer to the employee or their family members. So according to Income Tax Act, perquisite is also an income which is taxable. So how to calculate the value of the perquisite? Different provisions are given by income tax rules. So in the last 3 videos, I have classified all the perquisites into 3 categories. Perquisites taxable in the hands of all employees, perquisites taxable only in the specified cases, and tax-free perquisites. So if you have watched all the theory video, definitely easily you can do the problems. Otherwise, if you have not watched the theory, every problem will be a peculiar one. So my suggestion, go to the playlist of my channel, select the subject income tax for the assessment year 22-23. Watch all the videos of perquisites, be clear about the provisions, and then come to this video. So before starting the problems on perquisites, I expect my viewers to have a printout of the problems, which I have given in the link under my description. Always keep it ready. Now take the screenshot of the answers of first 7 problems. Then I'll explain every problem in detail. Come on, see the first problem. Mr. Jayaram is working in Account General Office in Chennai. Accountant General Office, AG Office it is called. It's a government department. AG Office is a government department. So Mr. Jayaram is working in Accountant General Office in Chennai. His salary particulars are basic pay 25,000 per month, or DA 2,800 per month, servant allowance 300 per month. He is provided with rent-free accommodation in Chennai. The rent of the accommodation as per government rules is 12,000 per month. He is also provided with a television set and a refrigerator that is hired for rupees 2,000 per month. Compute the value of rent-free accommodation. For calculating the value of rent-free accommodation, first of all you have to see whether the SSC is a government employee or non-government employee. If the SSC is a government employee, rent fixed by the government is the value of perquisite. That's it. So simple. No calculations, nothing if the SSC is a government employee. In our first problem, Mr. Jayaram is a government employee. So whatever rent fixed by the government is the value of the perquisite. See here. Mr. Jayaram is a government employee, so the rent fixed by the government is the value of the perquisite. So first we calculate value of unfurnished accommodation. So what is the rent fixed by the government? 12,000 per month is given in the problem. So 12,000 per month into 12, 1,44,000. To this we have to add the value of furniture provided. Furniture may be owned by the employer or furniture may be hired by the employer. If the furniture is owned by the employer, 10% of the cost of furniture. If the employer has hired the furniture, then hire charges paid by the employer. So in our problem it is given the refrigerator was hired for rupees 2,000 per month. The 2,000 per month are the hire charges that will be added. So value of unfurnished accommodation 12,000 per month into 12 plus hire charges of furniture paid by the employer 2,000 per month into 12, 24,000. Add up 1,68,000 is the value of rent-free furnished accommodation. That's it. First problem completed. Now second problem. Mr. Naresh is working in income tax department. Again, he is a government employee because income tax is a subject matter of the government. So income tax department is a government department. So Mr. Naresh is a government employee and his salary particulars are as follows. Basic pay 15,000 per month, or DA 2,500, CCA 3,500, children education allowance for his 2 children 3,000 per annum. He is provided with rent-free accommodation in an apartment which is hired by the department for rupees 3,000 per month, while the license fee fixed by the government is 2,700. Remember, If the SSC is a government employee, we should not see whether the accommodation is owned or hired by the employer. Simply, for government employees, rent fixed by the government is the value of the perquisite. So here the license fee, it is given in the problem, while the license fee fixed by the government. This license fee fixed by the government is the rent fixed by the government, 2,700. The furniture was provided to him, which was valued at 50,000, and an air conditioner was provided for 3 months, which is valued at 30,000. So furniture, air conditioner, all these are furnishings. When the cost is given, we take 10%. So this 50,000 worth of furniture is provided for the whole year. So 10% of 50,000, 5,000. And 30,000 worth of air conditioner is provided only for 3 months. So we calculate 10% of 30,000 into 3 by 12. Compute the value of rent-free accommodation. It's very easy. First of all, the SSC Mr. Naresh is a government employee. Mr. Naresh is a government employee. So rent fixed by the government is the value of the perquisite. We don't require any other information. We require what is the rent fixed by the government, 2,700. Government is the value of the rent fixed. Value of rent-free unfurnished accommodation, 2,700. This is the license fee fixed by the government. Into 12, 32,400. Plus 10% of the cost of furniture provided. 50,000 worth of furniture was provided for the whole year. So 10% of 50,000, 5,000. 30,000 worth of refrigerator is provided. Air conditioner is provided only for 3 months. So 10% of 30,000 into 3 by 12 for 3 months, 750. Take the total, 38,150 is the value of rent-free furnished accommodation. That's it. 2 problems completed. Now problem number 3. Mr. Kailash is working in Indian Railways at Bangalore. So again, Indian Railway is a government department. His salary particulars are basic pay 78,000 per annum, DA 63,000 per annum, children education allowance 2,000 per annum for his 3 children, entertainment allowance 5,000 per annum. He is provided with rent-free accommodation with a municipal rental value 4,800 per month. We don't require municipal rental value. Government rental value 6,300 per month. Yes, we require government rental value. Because SSC is a government employee, so rent fixed by the government is the value of the perquisite, 6,300. And fair rental value 7,500 per month. We don't require fair rental value. Compute the value of rent-free accommodation. No furniture is given. Simply we have to calculate what is the value of rent-free unfurnished accommodation. That's it. Mr. Kailash, the SSC is a government employee, so the rent fixed by the government is the value of the perquisite. The value of rent-free unfurnished accommodation, 6,300 is the rent fixed by the government. That only we should take. We are not concerned with municipal rental value, fair rental value which is given in the problem. Not required at all. 6,300 into 12, 75,600 is the value of rent-free unfurnished accommodation. That's it. Now, 4th problem. Srimati Vasavi is working in a limited company in a town in Kerala state as an account assistant manager. First time. First 3 problems we have done were government employee. Now 4th problem we are doing non-government employee. Vasavi is working in a limited company. So it's a private sector. So her salary particulars are as follows. Basic pay 8,000 per month, DA 25% which enters for retirement benefit. Remember the point. Bonus 21,000. She is provided with rent-free accommodation which is owned by the employer. The population of the town is 12 lakhs with the fair rental value of 3,000 per month. Now see here. First of all, the SSC is a non-government employee. When the SSC is a non-government employee, 2 situations may arise. The first situation, the accommodation is owned by the employer. Second situation, the accommodation is hired by the employer. But in our problem, it is given the accommodation is owned by the employer. If the accommodation is owned by the employer, we have to see the population of the city where accommodation is provided. If it is a small town, that means population is less than 10 lakh, then the value of the perquisite is 7.5% of salary. 7.5% of the salary is the value of the perquisite if the accommodation is given in a small town where population is up to 10 lakh. If the population of the town is more than 10 lakh up to 25 lakh, 10% of salary is the value of the perquisite. If the population of the town is more than 25 lakhs, then the value of the perquisite is 15% of salary. That's all. So three rates you have to remember: 7.5%, 10%, 15%. Less than 10 lakh population, 7.5%. More than 10 lakh but up to 25 lakh, 10% of salary. More than 25 lakh population, 15% of salary. In our problem, it is provided in a city where population is 12 lakh. 12 lakh means more than 10 lakh, less than 25 lakh. So 10% of salary is the value of the perquisite. That's all. So completely new points I have explained. Non-government employee, accommodation owned by the employer in a city where the population is 12 lakh. So the value of the perquisite is 10% of salary. Now we need the salary. Meaning of the term salary. The meaning of salary changes from provision to provision. For RFA, rent-free accommodation, salary means basic plus bonus plus fees plus commission plus all taxable allowances except DA. DA will be included if it enters for retirement benefit, plus any monetary payment made by the employer, or income tax or profession tax paid or reimbursed by the employer. This is the definition of the term salary for RFA. All these things I have already explained in the theory video. If you commit a mistake while calculating the salary, the whole problem goes wrong. All the calculation goes wrong. That's why you have to remember the meaning of the term salary. Now, for the first 3 months only, she was provided with a television set, refrigerator and a geyser, which was hired for rupees 650 per month. So during the previous year, first 3 months, the SSC was given television set, refrigerator, geyser. All these things will come under furnishing. So hired one, 650 per month. So 650 into 3 months, that is the value we have to add. And later she was provided with furniture at a cost of 1,20,000. After 3 months, she was provided the furniture, complete furniture. The cost of the furniture is 1,20,000. So 10% of 1,20,000 into 9 by 12. Because first 3 months, a hired furniture was given. Later 9 months, the complete cost of 1,20,000 furniture is given. Then compute the value of rent-free accommodation. So many new points are there in this problem. So have some patience. Watch the video twice, thrice, like that. And always keep a notebook, calculator, pen ready while calculating, while making all these calculations. Simply listening, watching the video is not at all enough. Only 50% of the knowledge you can get only by watching. So you have to maintain the notes. Now, Srimati Vasavi, the SSC is a non-government employee. First of all, calculating salary. If the SSC is a non-government employee, first thing we must calculate the salary. In our problem, basic salary is given 8,000 per month into 12, 96,000. DA will be taken if it enters for retirement benefit. Remember the point. DA will be included in salary if it enters for retirement benefit. If this sentence is given, then only we should include. If nothing is given, only DA is given, don't include DA in salary. In our problem, DA enters for retirement benefit. So 25% of 96,000, 25% of basic salary, 24,000. Bonus is a part of salary, we should include 21,000. Take the total, 1,41,000 is the total salary. Now, the accommodation is owned by the employer and provided in a city whose population is more than 10 lakh but less than 25 lakh. Here I committed a mistake, not 15 lakh, it is 25 lakh. Less than 25 lakh. So the value of the perquisite is 10% of salary. Salary already we got it 1,41,000. So 10% of 1,41,000 is 14,100. The value of rent-free unfurnished accommodation, 10% of 1,41,000, 14,100. To this we add the higher charges of geyser, refrigerator provided for the first 3 months. So how much hire charges? 650. So 650 into 3, 1950. Later, for remaining 9 months period, out of 12 months, first 3 months we have taken. The next 9 months, furniture is given. The cost of the furniture is 1,20,000. So 1,20,000 into 10% into 9 by 12. It comes to 9,000. Take the total 25,050. 25,050. So 25,050 is the value of rent-free furnished accommodation. This is the first problem in which we have seen non-government employee and accommodation is owned by the employer. Remember the points. Complete income tax subject is based on the provisions. So if you have an instinct to learn the provisions, then only you can be able to get the command. Otherwise, simply by seeing that this item we should take, this item we should not take, you cannot learn anything. So take it seriously. Now, fifth problem. Mr. Rajan is working with a private company in a small town in Krishna district of AP. First of all, the SSC is a non-government employee and working in a small town. His salary particulars are as follows: basic pay 6,000 per month, DA 3,200 per month. Nothing is given whether entering for retirement benefit or not, so ignore. Then project allowance 600 per month, fully taxable. Medical allowance 500 per month, fully taxable. Uniform allowance 300 per month, and he spent 2,000 for his uniform in a year. So Income Tax Act says uniform allowance unspent amount is taxable. So actually how much uniform allowance he got? 300 per month into 12. 3,600 total for 1 year. But he spent how much? 2,000 he has spent. So remaining 1,600. 3,600 minus 2,000. 1,600 uniform allowance is taxable. Unspent amount. He is provided with rent-free accommodation owned by the employer. Again, the accommodation is owned by the employer and it is provided in a small town. That means the population is less than 10 lakh. If it is given small town, so it is understood that the population is less than 10 lakh. The value of the perquisite is 7.5% of salary. This is the provision given by Income Tax Act. Already I have explained completely all these in theory videos. Now, the furniture costing and the rental value of the similar accommodation is 600. We don't require. Rental value of similar accommodation, fair rent is given. We don't require. Simply the value of the perquisite is 7.5% of salary. The furniture costing 8,000 is provided by the company. So 10% of 8,800 should be added to the value of unfurnished accommodation. Compute the value of rent-free accommodation. Come, fifth problem. The SSC is a non-government, Mr. Rajan. The SSC is a non-government employee. The accommodation is owned by the employer and provided in a small town. So the value of the perquisite is 7.5% of salary. So before calculating the value of perquisite, we must know the salary. In salary, we should take basic plus bonus plus fees plus commission plus all taxable allowances except DA. DA will be included if it enters for retirement benefit, plus any monetary payment made by the employer to the employee, plus income tax or professional tax paid or reimbursed by the employer. That's all. This is the definition. Now check in the problem which are the items we should take in salary. Salary. Basic pay is given 6,000 per month. So 6,000 into 12, 72,000. Second one, DA. We should not take because DA is not entering for retirement benefit. In the previous problem, it was given DA interest. That's why we have taken. Now we will not take. Project allowance, fully taxable. Project allowance 600 into 12, 7,200. Medical allowance, fully taxable. 500 into 12, 600. And uniform allowance, unspent amount is taxable. So 300 per month into 12, 3,600. Minus, how much amount is spent? 2,000 is spent. So 1,600 unspent, taxable. The total of salary is 86,800. 86,800 is the total salary. 7.5% of 86,800, that is the value of unfurnished accommodation. Value of rent-free unfurnished accommodation 7.5% of 86,800, 6,500. To this we add 10% of the cost of furniture provided, 8,000. So 10% of 8,800. Total 7,310 is the value of rent-free furnished accommodation. That's it. Now, sixth problem. Problem number 6. Mr. Kiran is working with Amara Raja Batteries Limited. Again, non-government employee. He is posted in Rajahmundry, population 3.75 lakh. Less than 10 lakh. Right? And his salary particulars are as follows. Basic pay 1,50,000 per annum. DA 63,000 per annum. Bonus 1.5 months salary basic. CCA, city compensatory allowance 30,000 per annum. Lunch allowance 1,500 per month. He is provided with a rent-free accommodation which is hired by the company on a monthly rent of 3,500 per month. Fair rental value is 4,000 per month. Now, again a new point. The accommodation is hired by the company. Now we should not see the population. The population we require only if the accommodation is owned by the employer. In our present problem, the accommodation is not owned by the employer. The accommodation is hired by the employer. If the accommodation is hired by the employer, value of rent-free unfurnished accommodation is least of the following two amounts. Actual hire charges paid by the employer or 15% of salary fixed. Whichever is lower between these two, hire charges paid by the employer or 15% of salary, whichever is least, that will be the value of unfurnished accommodation. So we need salary in this problem, right? Mr. Kiran, assessee is a non-government employee. The accommodation is hired by the company, so the value of the perquisite is least of the following two amounts. Actual hire charges paid by the company or 15% of salary. So first we calculate the salary. Basic pay 12,500 into 12, 1,50,000. Actually per annum it is given 1,50,000. So if you want per month, 1,50,000 divided by 12, you will get 12,500 per month into 12. Then bonus. We are not taking DA because DA is not entering for retirement benefit. So we'll take the bonus. Bonus is given 1.5 times of salary. 1.5 month salary. So 1 month salary is 12,500. 1.5 month is 12,500 into 1.5. 18,750 is the bonus. And CCA, city compensatory allowance, fully taxable, 30,000. Lunch allowance, fully taxable, always, 1,500 into 12, 18,000. Total salary, 2,16,750. Now the value of rent-free unfurnished accommodation is least of the following two. Hire charges paid by the company. The company has paid the hire charges to the landlord, 3,500. So 3,500 into 12, 42,000. To this we add 15% of salary. Salary we have calculated 2,16,750, 15%, 32,530. Whichever is lower of these two amount, that is the value of the rent-free unfurnished accommodation. So 32,530 is the value of rent-free unfurnished. To this we add 10% of the cost of furniture provided. Furniture provided 70,000. 10% comes to 7,000. So total is 39,513. This is the value of rent-free furnished accommodation. So you can see every problem some new points are coming. So you have to concentrate what are the new points in this problem. Next, sixth problem. Seventh problem. Mr. Maheshwari Desai is working as a business development manager in a private company. So again non-government. His salary particulars are as follows. Basic pay 15,500 per month. DA 13,500 per month. Nothing is given. That means DA is not entering for retirement benefit. Then family allowance, fully taxable family allowance, 7,200. Hostel allowance, 18,000 per annum for 2 children. The employer is giving hostel allowance to the employee. For 2 children, 18,000 per annum. But Income Tax Act says hostel allowance is allowed up to 300 per month or 3,600 per annum per child for a maximum of 2 children. So 3,600 per month. Per annum. 3,600 per annum per child. So 3,600 plus 3,600, 7,200 is the exempted amount. Hostel allowance is exempted for 2 children, 7,200. How 7,200? For one child, 3,600. For 2 children, 3,600 plus 3,600. The exemption amount is 7,200. And academic research allowance 3,700 per month, out of which only 80% of the amount is spent. Academic research allowance is taxable only for unspent amount. The SSC has spent 80%, so 20% unspent, that is taxable. He is provided the rent-free accommodation in Mumbai for 6 months only. The accommodation was hired by the company for 13,000 per month and it was furnished at a cost of 40,000. Compute his gross income from salary for the current assessment year. In this problem, we have to compute the gross income from salary. That means we have to take the salary, allowances, perquisites, add up, we'll get gross salary. Come on. Step by step we'll proceed. Mr. Maheshwari, the SSC is a non-government employee. The accommodation is hired by the company. So the value of unfurnished accommodation is least of the following two, just like the previous problem. If the accommodation is hired by the employer, then least of the following two is the value of unfurnished accommodation. First one, the hire charges paid by the employer. Second, 15% of salary. Again, we need the salary. Salary will take basic 15,500 per month into 12, 1,86,000. Family allowance fully taxable 7,200 into 12, 86,400. Hostel allowance, actual hostel allowance received 18,000, but exemption is given up to 3,600 per annum per child for a maximum of 2 children. So here 2 children only, he got hostel allowance. So 3,600 plus 3,600, 7,200 is exempted. Remaining is taxable. So 18,000 minus 7,200, 10,800 is taxable hostel allowance. And academic research allowance, 80% is spent, 20% is unspent. That 20% is taxable. So how much academic? 3,700 per month into 12. You will get 44,400 into 20%. 8,880, that is taxable research allowance. Now take the total, 2,92,000 is the total of salary for 1 year. But accommodation is given only for 6 months. So we need the salary also for 6 months. So 6 months salary, 2,92,080 into 6 by 12, 1,46,040. This is the total salary for 6 months. Because accommodation is given for 6 months, we need salary also for 6 months. The value of rent-free and unfurnished accommodation is least of the following two. Hire charges paid by the company. The company has paid hire charges 13,000 per month into 6, 78,000. And 15% of salary, 15% of 1,46,040, 21,906. Whichever is least, that is the value of the unfurnished accommodation. The least is 21,906. That is the value of unfurnished. To this we add 10% of the cost of furniture. 10% of 40,000. 4,000. Add up 4,000. 10% of 40,000 into 6 by 12. Because the accommodation is given only for 6 months, not for complete year. That's why 6 by 12. So 2,000. So add up 2,000. 23,906. This is the value of furnished accommodation. That's all. Now finally, computation of gross income from salary. We'll take the salary. Basic salary 1,86,000. Here we have calculated. Allowances. Now we take the DA. DA will not be taken for calculating RFA. But for calculating gross income from salary, we should take DA also. We should not see whether it is entering or not entering. Directly DA will take. Salary, basic salary, DA, family allowance, hostel allowance, academic research allowance, rent-free furnished accommodation, 23,906. If you take the total of all the amounts, you will get 4,77,986. 4,77,986. That is the gross income from salary. That's it. So totally 7 problems I have explained you in this first video on problems on perquisites. So remember, these problems are very, very important. Later on, we have to do the main comprehensive problem, but that problems depend on these provisions. So if you're satisfied with my lecture, give a like to the video. Share my channel among your groups, among your friends, so that more students can watch the video and enhance the knowledge. Give your comments on these videos. Subscribe my channel if you have not yet subscribed. What I'm seeing, students are watching the videos and they are satisfied but still not subscribed. Subscription rate is very low. Please come forward. Subscribe my channel. It gives me more motivation to give better and more knowledgeable videos. And by the super thanks which is given below my video, inshallah we'll continue the problems in the next video.